I think the main reason is because he's undocumented.
Well, of
Other
course,
like
that would be the main reason for a deportation, sure, but that's not
yeah.
what happened. He was turned over to El Salvador with the specific intent of putting him in CCOT. Like, shit, you'd have to, that's another whole separate
I
thing you'd
don't
have to
think he
contend
should go
with.
to jail. I think he should just go back. Like that's how it works, correct?
Well, kind of. Even if it was the case that like all it was a deportation, take CCOT out of it. Even then, it was still illegal to do it the way they did it.
The due process?
Yep.
Why should someone get due process if they're not documented? Like
Well,
why?
for one,
They don't have the rights if they're not documented, no? They're not
no,
held
they,
under the
no, they do.
Constitution.
They do. They do, and they are. Yes, the Constitution does protect people that are undocumented. Yes.
Sorry, I wanted you to answer that. That's what I wanted to hear. I just
Okay.
didn't know. I thought that it wasn't, if you're not a citizen of the United States, that the Constitution doesn't uphold the same for you as
Not the
others.
same. The rights of a citizen and the rights of an undocumented immigrant are not identical. If that's what you're asking me, they are not identical, but they're not zero either. There's this whole spectrum that people fail to understand between the rights of a citizen and zero rights at all. There's this whole spectrum, and undocumented immigrants fall somewhere in that spectrum where it's not zero, but it's not the same as citizens. And
Yeah,
part of
honestly,
those rights that you do have are due process rights. If the government alleges, if the government makes an accusation against you or alleges something of you, and they're gonna do something to you on the basis of those allegations, then you have the right to challenge it and either try to prove them wrong or fight it in some whatever way the law allows for. In the case of deportations, we typically in 99% of deportations we use ICE and Department of Homeland Security use the powers granted by the Immigration and Nationalities Act, and that law has processes built into it to handle this sort of thing. The reason that this situation was bad is because Trump subverted those processes.